After I released my last video on how to do selections with the pen tool, I had some questions about using the pen tool. I decided to make a quick video to help you understand why you would ever want to use the pen tool, rather than using one of the much more easier selection processes that Photoshop has to offer. Hi, I'm Terry Vanderheide, and I'm teaching you Photoshop from the beginning. This episode is stuck in the middle of my beginner's guide to Photoshop, so today's episode is kind of like a bonus lesson on what is the best method for selecting in Photoshop. I'm just like everyone else. If there's an easier way or a faster way, I'm all for it. But there are times when the end quality trumps everything else. If you're working with an image and you're only going to show it on social media, you can take shortcuts because no one's going to notice. A lot of times those images are only going to be viewed on a phone, so they're small to begin with. The other reason is social media views are enjoyed for just a few seconds, and the viewer then moves on to something else. With photography, sometimes that image is going to be in a magazine or an advertisement or blown up large for a wall print. It's in these instances that the image needs to hold up to a much tighter scrutiny. Here is where you need to take the extra care with your edits. They have to be done right. In this example, I'll show you a couple of different methods and show you why the pen tool is the most accurate way to select something in Photoshop. All right, we're inside of Photoshop, and we just have this pretty defined red-tailed hawk on a fence post. So let's go ahead and use one of the simple selection tools that we have here. Let's go ahead and get into this, and we'll come over here and do select subject, and we'll let Photoshop do the trick. Now what's happened here is you can see that Photoshop has also selected some of the fence as well down here. So all we really need to do to fix that is we go to our lasso tool, and we can hold down the option key, and we can draw a selection around that, and that's going to remove that from the selection. Same as we do maybe right here, and we'll do right in here. So now as we zoom up, which is hitting the Z key and zooming up, and you can see that it did an okay job, but it didn't do a great job down here on the talons. So let's go ahead and get back in our lasso tool and add to a selection. So we'll hold the shift key down and add to a selection. And we'll try to just add that section in, and we'll add this over here. And now we got to get down into the talons, and we're going to take our lasso tool, which of course I'm just pressing L to get to the lasso tool. And now we need to add over here. And frankly, we're going to a lot of work to get this. You can see Photoshop selected part of the talons, but not here, not all the way to the edge, not in this section, not down here. And as we go around the bird, you can see that it's left out some feathers, and it's there's some jagged spots where there's a selection inside, where it's selecting some feathers inside, but not on the outside. So while this looks pretty decent, and I'll show you how this looks here, let's go ahead and take this selection and we'll put it up onto its own selection. Over here in the layers palette, I'd already made a background copy, so let's go ahead and just do Command J, put that up onto its own layer. And now one of the ways that I use to check my selections is to just add a new layer, put it behind the other one, and we'll get into layers shortly. But then we're just going to fill that with color. So let's go to Edit, Fill, and we'll fill it with a color. Let's go ahead and fill it with blue. So when we fill it, this really gives away everything that your selection did. So let's look at this close. You can see there's a glow around it, not real good tight here on the feathers, a little jagged. It kept some feathers in here because you can see the blue coming through. Come down to the talons, you can see pretty jacked up. It doesn't look all that great. So this is a case where I would end up taking and actually doing a path around this whole bird to get it done right. Because if you want to look at something close, you want to make sure that that's perfect, because when you're selecting, like in this case, you're selecting a bird out of a background, you don't want to put that bird somewhere else, and you want it to look real. So the selection, how good that selection is really going to make a difference. And if you were making a selection just to change some of the details of the bird, like exposure or color or something like that, it still needs to be a good tight selection. So let's go in here and we'll go ahead and start using our pen tool. So we hit the P key to get over to the pen tool, and we start creating our path. And just like I've said in the last video, we're just going to add segments, go around the entire bird, and then we'll go back and refine it. So I've taken and created a path around this entire bird. We'll go ahead and turn it on so you can see it. Let's zoom up. You can see what we did here. Gone around the entire edge, and I was able to go in and select the talons really accurately, not keeping the shadow, getting the shadows out of there, and then creating the talons all around the turns. Now, was this quick? No, this wasn't quick. This took me, and I'm experienced with this, but this took me about 30 minutes to do this selection around this bird. 30 minutes. So that's a lot. But if you're considering an image that's going to hang on your wall for 20 years, then it's worth the 30 minutes to do this correctly so that you can get the best selection possible. Let's turn this into a selection. So we know we turn the selection in by doing on the Mac Command Return or Control Enter on the PC. We've turned it into a selection, and now we're going to do Command J or Control J to get it up onto its own layer. That's what we've done over here. And let's go ahead and take our blue background, put it behind it, turn that on, and let's take a look how we did here. Let's get it nice and close. And you can see, because we used the pen tool, we get a very accurate selection around the talons, completely around the talons, around the feathers, all the way down. Of course, this is something we can fix later in retouching. We just retouch in this part of the bird into this part of the feathers. But you can see a much better selection. So using the pen tool will allow you to get a much better selection, much more accurately. So when you come to the times where you really want to have a super accurate selection, you need to use the pen tool. And I know it's a lot of work to spend 30 minutes making a simple selection, but if you do want to move this image, you want to put this image into, say, a wall print, or if it's going to go for a magazine or something like that, you want to make sure it's done right. This is the way to do it right. I hope this example gives you an idea of why I think the pen tool is the most accurate way to make a selection in Photoshop. And yes, it does take time. That one took 30 minutes to do one selection of one bird. It's going to take you some time, but get used to it, learn how to do it, and there's going to be times when you're going to need a selection that you need to create that's going to be for a magazine or for a publication or for advertisement. And in those cases, as well as a print that you're going to print for the wall, you want to make sure that's as perfect as it can be. The pen tool gives you the most accurate way of any kind of selection inside of Photoshop. Now, if you're enjoying these free classes on Photoshop, take a moment to click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and remember to ring the little bell to be notified of my next video. All right, this was a bonus episode. I got more coming. See you next time.